Welcome back to Library's YouTube channel. In today's class, we'll learn how to make this beautiful kissing plate detail. It's very simple to make and it is beginner friendly. Just makes your outfits more beautiful, and if you place this on a regular outfit, it just gives it that elegant effect. If this is what you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Make this design, I'll be working with this red scuba fabric. Okay, so I'm placing this fabric on fold like this, and I'm going to be folding it into. Okay, what I want to cut is, I'm using the length of this fabric for the purpose of the illustration, and this is by 16 inches, so it's too long. That's why I'm putting it on fold like this, so that I'll have something smaller to work with. So that's the width we're working with now is 16 inches, and the length we are working with. Okay, so I want it to be around 4 inches or 5 inches for me, and I will be turning this out, so I'm going to be putting this on fold before I cut it. So on fold now, I'm going to be measuring my 4.5 inches, okay, or let's say 5. So I'll be measuring 5 inches, which means if I open it up, it's going to be 10 inches. So now I'm just going to hold this very well now, and then I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so this 5 inches is not static. It depends on how big you want this design to be. Okay, so I have 5 inches there. By the time I open it out again, it's going to be 10 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is to put this together now, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew it. Then I will turn it out before we start our kissing plate. Okay, so this is turned now. The next thing now is to turn it inside out. I'm just going to dip my hand or whatever it is that you have, then you turn everything inside out. Okay, so it is turned out now. The next thing is to start forming the plate. So to form the plate, where I have my joining here, I'm just going to push it to the middle because I don't want it showing on both edges. Okay, so after pushing it to the middle now, I'll start to form my kissing plate. So you can actually use a stitch to hold this, or you turn it out, or whatever it is that you want, but it's actually really not necessary. So the first plate that I'm going to be making it like this. So you can fold this a bit like this if you don't want these edges to be showing. So you can see I'm folding like half inch. I'm folding like half an inch inwards. So after folding like half an inch inwards, I'm going to be folding this by one and a half inch. You can use 1 inch depending on the amount of fabric you have to work with. So you can see now I'm just eyeballing it, but you can measure it. So you can see I'm folding this in. This is from here to here is 1.5, and then I'm going to be folding it on top of it like this by 1.5. So I'm forming my first place. You can see the first place stops here, so the second place is going to follow it, and also it's going to be 1.5 inches. So I have from here to here, I have 1.5 inches. So in short, from here to here, I'll be measuring 3 inches. Okay, so let me just do it like that so that it will be easy for us. So I'll be measuring 3 inches from here to here. You can measure it, but I'm going to be eyeballing it. So once you have 3 inches, you're just going to be folding it from the tip of these 3 inches to meet this one, and that's going to form 1.5 inches for you. So I hope you understand what I'm doing. This is quite thick, so I may need to do this with the paper. Okay, so here is what I'm trying to explain. The first fold here, which is the rough edge, you can just fold half inch in like this. Okay, so from there now you start making your plate. So if you want like a plate of 1.5 inches each, so you can measure your 1.5. When you stop your 1.5 inches like this, you're going to be folding it in. Okay, so that's 1.5 inch. To fold the second one, where this stops, okay, you measure 3 inches, and where your 3 inches stops, you just fold from that 3 inches stop to meet where this stops. Okay, so you have something like this, and this is going to be your first kissing plate. It's called kissing plate because they meet at the midpoint, so you can see that they are meeting here. So that's the first plate. To form the second plate, where this first plate stops, you measure another 3 inches. Okay, so once you have your 3 inches here, you fold it into 2 now to meet this where it stops, and you have your second pleat like that. Okay, so the same way we did for this one, where this pleat stops, I'm going to take my tape rule now and measure another 3 inches, and then my 3 inches stops here. Then I'm going to fold this over to where this the last pleat stops also, and then I'm going to be folding it like that. So that's the second casing pleat. You can see that they also meet here. So you can see this is the first one, this is the second one. So now to create another one, I'll take my tape rule again, and then I'll measure 3 inches. So where this 3 inches stops, I'm going to fold it to meet the last pleat that I had, and that is how you continue like that. So you can see our kissing pleat, this is the first one, this is the second one, and we're trying to form the third one. So after forming our pleats, we're going to be sewing it at the middle here. So that's what I'm trying to do with this. Okay, so I'm folding the first one in like this, and then from there I'm going to measure my tape. It doesn't have to be 3 inches. If it is 1 inch you want your pleats to be, remember I'm using 1.5. If you want 1 inch, it means you measure 2 inches and then you fold. So in my case I'm using 1.5, so 1.5 times 2 is 3 inches. So I have 3 inches here now, and then I'm going to be folding it. So that's how you fold it. Okay, so I'm trying to hold this together with a pin now so that it stays in place for me. So you keep folding it like this. I'm on another point, I'm folding it by 3 inches, 1.5, 1.5 underneath. So I'm folding it like this. I'll hold it with my pin, and then I'll fold another one like this, 1.5, 1.5, making 3 inches. Then I'll also hold that with my pin. So it's quite simple to make. Okay, then I'll go to the other one again, then I'll fold it in by this, 1.5, 1.5. I'll hold it down with the pin. You can see I've formed 1, 2, 3, 4 pleats. Now I'm forming the 5th one. So I'll hold it down, and then here I'm going to be folding it in again, and then I think this is the last one that I have. So I'm just going to be cleaning it, giving it a clean finishing by folding this like twice. So I'll share it equally so that it can go around. Okay, so if you're going to be using it to go around your shoulder, it means you will need enough fabric, but I'm just using this for illustration purpose, so I'll just be stopping here. Okay, so now I have 5 pleats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after forming my pleats like this, the next thing now is for me to take it to the sewing machine, and on the center or the midpoint here, I'm going to run a stitch like this to hold it together. Then I'll bring it back to show us. Okay, so after running a stitch at the center, this is what you will have. So when you're sewing it, make sure that this actually meets each other. Okay, that is why it is called kissing or inverted pleat. Each pleat has to meet each other like this. So this is the design that we have. So this is one design. If you're okay with this design, you can stop here and then attach it to wherever it is you want, and your kissing pleating design will be formed for you. But there is another design you can form with this, and this is by just threading your needle and thread like this. Okay, once you thread it and you tie it, then okay, I think you can see it's better now. Okay, so this is the first design, which is the kissing pleat. So another design you can form with this is by picking each of these. So you pick this short, the first one and the second one, then you take it together now. Then after taking it together, you just use a needle, your needle and thread, to tack it at the center. Okay, using a matching thread, and then you tack it neatly. So when you tack it, this is what you have. Then you pick it. You can miss one and then pick the next one and tack, or you can just tack everything. So you can see another design this is giving you. And if you wish to put a bead inside this, okay, so let me just use this teardrop bead to show. Also, if you need to put a bead here, you're just going to be taking, before cutting it off, you take your needle, insert your bead in it like this, and then you just tack it back. Okay, so you just tack your bead on it back like this, and then however you want to place it. Okay, so I'm placing this like this. Then after tacking it, you're just going to find a way to secure it by tying it very well. Okay, So I'll be doing this to all of these pleats now, and then I'll bring it back to show us. Okay, so it has been tagged now, and you can see the design that we have. You see how beautiful this is. This can be used on your waistline or around your neckline or wherever it is that you want it to be. And this is what it looks like on the back. So the only design is just from at the front. If you want the design to be at the back also, you just need to bring it together like this, and then you tack it round. So it is that simple. So now I'll take this to the mannequin so that we will see what this is looking like. But you can see, and if you don't want yours to have beads, you just need to tack it without the bead. Okay, so this is what the design is looking like, and you can place it anywhere you want. You can see I just placed it across the chest line here. You can place it on your skirt, on your neckline, on your waistline, anywhere you want. It's really beautiful and it's very simple to make, like we have seen. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.